Yo, what up? It's your boy Wiz Khalifa, man.
This is Misha the George.
Your boy Christo.
Trap Link.
Man, it's your boy Tay Cummins.
Yeah, send him to Flack.
It's your boy Chevy Woods from the Taylor Gang.
What up? It's Chew Jackson.
That's your boy Ludi Boy.
Girl, Renee on the way.
It's your boy DJ Girl Quit Playing With. And now you can get it with the Burgh Boys.
Nigga, I don't like that, Rosie. Y'all like that line?
Yeah.
This is the Burgh Boys. It's Tuesday. It's your man DJ Motormane. If you don't remember my voice by now, then you need to listen to me a little bit more. That means you ain't listening every Tuesday, baby. It's Tuesday, baby.
Every Tuesday.
My man DJ Spillz on my left-hand side, and also to my very left is comedian, funny man, real guy, real man,
Real funny.
Batman, and today he is Bane, Terry Jones. We got him in the building. Terry Jones, can we get some applause? Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
What's up, Terry? How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How you? I'm so happy to be here.
I'm good, man. I'm glad that you are here today. I'm glad that you was able to come and share your energy with us today, man. What's been going on with you lately?
Man, just doing shows. Just got back from my first international headline in Canada, which was unreal. This is dope for a Pittsburgh comic, especially black Pittsburgh comic, to be able to do something like that. So just trying to share that positive energy, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be here, man. You know, DJ Motormane, Terrence Howard in the
My bad.
No, you good. I was just sitting there thinking like Terrence Howard, like, hey, DJ Motormane, man. Let's get this, man.
Motormane. Come on, man.
No, it's good, man. Everything's been good, man. Just trying to keep up with these shows and work on this second comedy album, man. Because first one, Limbo Negro's out right now, so, you know, just trying to push forward.
So in Limbo Negro, if anybody didn't hear Limbo Negro, what would you be able to tell them without like giving them everything that's in it?
I would say that Limbo Negro is kind of an innovative comedy album, especially for like this area. There hasn't been a comedy album like that before. So it touches on politics, racism, a lot of things that are going on, mental health with the black community, things people won't touch on, they're scared of. You know what I mean? We haven't had too many people like that. Some people compared it to like the start of like what Richard Pryor and George Carlin was doing. I didn't say that, they did. So, you know, I appreciate that love though.
That's dope, man. And how many places did you get to perform it at?
Well, I had to work on this album because it was a whole different hour, you know what I'm saying? So when you're working on an hour, it's different than like music and comedy are kind of the same but different. You know what I mean? You'll go to a concert and you'll see a musician perform the same song over and over until they figure out how they want to perform that jam. Right. It's the same with comedy. We got to do the routine over and over at different places, different venues. So for me to prepare for this different hour, I had to do it on the road and in Pittsburgh. Anytime I was doing headline shows, like, okay, well, this 10 minutes worked this way at this venue, let me switch it up so the 10 minutes will be even better by the time the album comes. So, you know, I had two recording dates at the Pittsburgh Improv. We had a Thursday night and a Sunday night, and it was packed. So you just have to keep pushing with it, man. Comedy materials like that, you know what I mean? You have to perfect it, because if you don't perfect it, you don't want to put out something that's not that good. I mean, you look at Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is a comedy god. So this dude goes out and he does these routines to see how good they're going to be. Right. So by the time you get it on the comedy special, all the fat's cut out. You just getting the meat of it. So that's what you have to do. So yeah.
What would you say is how much of it is ad-lib? Do you ad-lib at all? And do you know is it hard to ad-lib?
No, well, it's hard for some people. It ain't hard for me. I love ad-libbing in improv and comedy. You know, that's like one of my strong points is crowd work and that. So I would say a lot of it is at a live show. Because if you go to a live comedy show versus watching it on TV, you know, when you're watching it on Netflix, you can't see them. They can't see you. You know what I mean? You're just watching the material. But at that show, they probably cut out a lot of the ad-libs and stuff that was going on in the crowd. So it really, I would say like maybe 40% is like that. You know what I mean? When I was in Canada, the first 15 minutes of my 70-minute set was all freestyled about my trip to Canada. You know what I'm saying? So I got to send you the set. Yo, it was dope. But yeah, it's just about having fun, man. And once you get better at it, you know, I've been doing it for about 12, 13 years. So just like anything, you have to perfect your craft. You want to be good at it. You know, you'll start off in the beginning, you'll be all right. It might not be that dope, and then boom, out of nowhere, you just become like real dope at it. And the only way to get dope is put in years.
Right.
That's it.
So how long exactly have you been doing this?
About 12, 13 years. So I want to say, yeah, I started when I was 18, 31 now. So it's a long journey. It takes time. Comedy's a little harder, man, because you never know what you're going to get. You know, I've been on national TV, comedy festivals, and I've had some really good opportunities. Been on morning radio here. But then you have to switch up and figure out what's the best move for you. You know, somebody has to approach you. And it's all about being in the right place at the right time. You know, I remember when I was working with Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin tried to get me signed once. And that was because he thought I was good. You know what I mean? And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time opening for him. Mm-hmm. Same with like a couple of the other greats that I've worked with, like Damon Wayans and stuff. They all give you those props, but you still have to put in the work. You still have to grind, and it's all about opportunity, man. You know, hop on it when you can.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, after you just said that, that's why you always got to be prepared. Like, no matter what you're doing, that's in any field, any profession. My big thing I wanted to ask you, besides, you know, you've already said some of your big shows and where you've traveled and stuff, but I want to know, where's your favorite city that you've actually been to and done comedy in?
I got you. My favorite city that I've done comedy in, believe it or not, is Pittsburgh.
No.
Now, I say that, only reason I say that is because Pittsburgh is the hardest place to do comedy.
Okay.
So there's headliners that come from all over the country. People come in from all over the world. They go on stage, they tell jokes, they get no laughs. Because Pittsburgh, you know, like Pittsburgh wants to kind of hate on you, but you got to give them a reason to like you. So I always tell people, the city of Pittsburgh is like this. When you look at it, even when you look at Wiz, like the city of Pittsburgh will go, you're not gonna make it. And then when you make it, they go, see, if I didn't tell you that, you would have never made it. So, you know, that's how it is. So that's why I like performing here. But I had a good time in Canada, honestly. That was because it's so diverse in Canada that I was able to touch on topics, and I was able to talk about Donald Trump and shit that I couldn't do without getting booed.
Whereabouts in Canada? Where?
I was in Thunder Bay, Toronto.
Cool.
I'll be back in Toronto coming up soon. Just trying to expand and do my own tour because, you know, you have to kind of like push your own shit.
I was gonna say, have you ever had any really bad hecklers? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, did you see the video that went viral about the comedian and the guy fighting on stage?
Yeah.
And there was like no security.
Yeah.
So have you ever had a really bad heckler situation?
Okay. I've had a bunch of bad heckler situations. One in particular, I was at the Improv, and it was New Year's Eve. I was with Darnell Rollins from Chappelle Show, right?
Okay.
And I do this bit about talking about having depression as a black man, and I do this whole routine about it. Everyone's laughing, they're having a good time. This chick is on pills and something else. She's like, don't talk about that. I'm like, what? So she throws an olive at me without the pit, so it was real big. It looked like an orange, right? So I get hit with it, and it rolls down my leg, and I was just like, yeah. So I'm trying to go finish the show, and I'm like, wait a second, y'all, I gotta address. Did she just hit me with an olive? They's like, yeah. I was like, so you never know what's gonna happen, man. Huh?
You flamed her? You got her?
Oh yeah, you know I did, and they kicked her out. But you know, you have to. The wild part is there's been a couple times where people have run up on me on stage. Actually, in Canada, this woman got real upset in Thunder Bay.
Are women upset with you?
I don't know. It's something about, and I don't even be talking about women on stage like that. But this lady got real mad. And I was ripping on her for real. But I was ripping on her. I'll tell the truth. I was ripping on her for a good reason. And then so she ran up on me like wrestling. And it looked like she left. And then she came back down the steps into the door like, I'm gonna get you. So she ran up on me and like hit me on my shoulder, right? And the owner's wife had to like slam her and like take her out. But yeah, I mean, you always have those moments where you never know who's gonna run up on you. Like when you look at like rappers always got like an entourage of people they grew up with, security, stuff like that. Not all, but a good amount. You know, the smart ones that want to live have longevity in the business. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin, KU. You know KU, like he always hits me up like, yo, you need me to come do security for you, cause you know I'll bust somebody up. I'm like, I don't want you to do that. Like, what if it's an old lady trying to come give me a hug and you freak out, and then you knock her ass out, and now I'm getting sued for money I don't even get. Like I'm trying to get Chappelle money, you know, like I ain't got that shit. So yeah, nah, you never know though.
Whereabouts in Pittsburgh are you from? For people that don't know.
Yo, good. Yeah. So I went to Penn Hills High School. Okay. Yeah, that's where I came from, Penn Hills, and Garfield. I used to go to school in Garfield growing up. My grandma and my family's all from there, so. My roots are in those two areas on East Side. So there's a lot of Garfield people that know me from Kincaid Street growing up as a kid, and then Penn Hills, I was a class clown. So me and Poos, we played football together, and a couple other Hazelwood cats. We all know each other, but yeah. So yeah. East side, yeah. You always tell East Side people too. You know what I mean? Like
I can tell by the way they roll their weed because they smoke me.
He said he could tell by how they roll their weed. That's funny as hell. Yeah. You can tell East Side people from their shoes too. Like a lot of East Side dudes will have like dusty shoes for some reason. Like I got some on right now. I got some dusty boots. You be like, yo, he's an East Side dude. You know what I mean? Like the weather's bad. I had some Adidas boots before this, but I was like, nah, it's snowing. I ain't gonna fuck those up. I'm not gonna Yeezy these up right now. But yeah.
Was
I like how everyone just like join.
No,
and then you can hit the wave.
Routine?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What was the question again, sir?
I was late.
What's Flack, bro?
What's going on,
How you
man?
doing?
Nice to meet you.
You sticking around for Kush Time? I just wanted to know how you get your routine together, man. Like, how do bits come to you? Like, how do you get when you got a show? How do you get your routine together?
So, so I believe that comedy is spiritual. It's like healing. I feel like some people are born healers, and comedy's like that. Like, you know, when people have a bad day, they come to a comedy show for a reason. You know what I mean? They're coming to get a laugh. They're coming to heal. To escape pain. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm a healer. So, like, my routines, I tell people I don't come up with the routines. I'm just a conduit of the energy that comes to me. So, you know, it's one of those things where, like, I'll be in here. I might leave. I love the applause. I might actually leave here and end up with 10 minutes for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it could be something that happened in here or just hanging in here talking about it. But the routines just kind of come. You know what I mean? When you force yourself to write anything, I think musician, writer, you know, if you sitting down and you like, oh man, I gotta get it. I gotta come up with something. You're never going to. It's like being constipated. You know what I'm saying? You're just sitting there and you're like, man, I can't get this shit out. But if you let it flow, rock back and forth a little bit, that shit gonna come out, right? So it's the same thing with comedy, man.
So you just take a note. So you might be in traffic one day, you might look left, see something, you just pull out take a note, or how you do it?
I used to memory. Like I used to do, like I'll still write. I'll like write premises. I don't write like the whole thing out. So I'll write like a topic. Like I could just write about sweatshirts. Like you get a sweatshirt on. I'll write a topic about sweatshirts, and then I'll come up with all this stuff like about sweatshirts. It's funny, you know what I'm saying? And those topics are really the easiest way to do it, because you'll come up with like a premise and you'll make a punchline. So like a premise would be, I'm stuck in traffic. You mentioned that, and then you could do a punchline about how much you hate traffic and you want to kill everybody or something like that. But in between that, you gotta put the in between. Like, so you'll talk about like, oh man, don't you hate when you're in traffic and then you stuck and you next to a minivan and there's little kids sticking their tongue out at you and throwing candy for no, like, you know what I'm saying? You could just go into something, and then the crowd will let you know if they like it or not. If they don't like it, you can try it again. So I usually have a rule, at least do the routine 3 to 4 times. You do it, okay, it killed there. Why didn't it kill at the next show? Okay, it killed here. Why didn't it kill at that next show? So you could tell if it's the demographic, if it's the age, and then when you get a mixed crowd, you could go, okay, I'm gonna do this routine anyway.
Right.
But then there's times where like a routine's just trash. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh man, this ain't gonna work out. It just ain't hitting. You know what I mean? Like I can't do anything to fix this shit at all.
Is there a certain demographic that you like that's more receptive to your type of comedy?
Yeah, there's different crowds. It's just like different music. You know what I mean? If you go to a 50 Cent concert, you don't want to see Garth Brooks come out and perform. You know what I'm saying? Like if he's opening, it's gonna be weird. You might get down with Garth because of his energy, but you gonna be like, what the fuck Garth Brooks doing here? You know what I'm saying? So it's the same way, man. The comedy has different genres, just like music. So that's why musicians and comedians get along. Like every comedian wants to be a musician. I want to be a rapper so bad. I ain't even gonna lie. And every musician wants to be a comedian. It's just the parallels, and that's why comedians used to open for musicians. So you had guys like I worked with John Witherspoon multiple times, and he would talk about how he went on tour. Yeah, Pops, he'd talk about how he went. Back in the day, we went on tour with the OJs, boy. You know, so, it's just that's how you come up with it. So like for me, my audience is just a mixed audience. Like when I've worked with Damon Wayans had that audience, Dave Chappelle has that audience. I'm trying to think. There's a couple other people. Tracy Morgan has that audience.
That's going like that seems to be like the audience, like a mixed crowd. You know, from just a lot of different demographic. Yeah, I'm sorry, more beer.
Yeah, because well, you have different people. So like you'll have like your urban comedy. Urban comedy would be Comic View, Def Jam. Eddie Griffin's kind of an urban comic, but he's very intelligent.
Right.
So he can still hit a different audience. Growing up as a kid, my aunt was a stand-up comic.
That's lit.
My aunt Cookie. So what I would do is I like always looked up to her, but I would sneak and watch comedy. So I sneak and watch Comic View. I had to sneak and watch Chris Rock. You know what I mean? And you figure out your genre as you go. You know, I tried urban, I tried political, I've tried dirty. You know what I'm saying? And then I found a way to just blend all of them to who I am.
Right.
And I think the thing that people want from entertainers is honesty.
Yeah.
You want honesty and that person's inner self to come out. You know, the reason I keep bringing them up because I'm a huge fan, but like the reason Wiz is successful as he is he was himself the whole time.
Right.
He stayed true to himself. And because of that, you love his energy. You love him as an artist. The reason I love Dave Chappelle is because Dave Chappelle says what he wants.
Yeah.
He got bashed for talking about, you know, transgenders and the gay community. Came back in his next special, addressed it, and still made jokes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he was telling them, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say what I want to do.
Right.
Or say what I want to say. And you have to be that way. You know what I mean? I think people like mainstream audiences, but I've seen people bomb. Like, there was a dude, I ain't gonna say his name, but he's a headliner, and he was on this movie Comedian with Jerry Seinfeld, and I was opening for him. Yo, he came in, he bombed. So he's up there, he goes on a Kanye rant. He's pissed off. Like, you Pittsburgh people are dumb as shit. You don't understand nothing. Get me out the fuck out of here. They didn't even look at him. They're just like, okay. So you just gotta figure out your audience, man. It goes, you know what I mean, like anything.
So what I really want to ask my brother is, when are we gonna get to see Bane?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta see Bane, right?
Yeah, we will. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna walk around here as Bane for a little bit because it's getting smoky and shit. I'm gonna need that Bane mask in a minute just so I can breathe. Yeah. Oh. Hey, I keep hearing that, and I have a feeling I ain't gonna be able to see nothing. I'm gonna have spiritual awakenings. Every single chakra is gonna open up. You know what I'm saying?
I do have a quick comedy question. What's his name? I'm trying to think of the guy's name. Sam Kinison. Have you ever heard of Sam Kinison?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
You like him too?
Yeah.
I was just checking. I've seen him. He's funny as hell, bro. I just wanted to see if you liked him or not. We actually play either. We play. Let's do. You want to do?
Right.
Let's do either or with you. Ready?
Yeah.
It's a game. We'll play a game. We're getting into the game here.
Theme music. Play the theme music. We got either theme music now?
All right, so either or. Gatorade or Powerade?
We push the mic.
I thought he was going to
Oh, he has to say it in a...
Oh, okay. Gatorade or Powerade?
Yeah.
Powerade's cheaper.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's a comedian.
Nintendo or Sega Genesis?
Oh man, Sega Genesis. Sega Genesis had Ultra Beast. Remember Ultra Beast where you played? That was the most awkward semi-gay game I ever played in my life. You had shirtless dudes walking around, and then you fight rainbows and unicorns at the last level. If you even get to that level, you don't even get to that level unless you cheat. I had to put in a cheat code, and then I was like, yo, I wish I never came here. Like I wish I would have stuck to Sonic the Hedgehog or some shit. But no, Sega Genesis was way better.
Yeah.
Little TV show for you. Wayne's Brothers or Martin?
Oh man, you an asshole. Wayne's Brothers or Martin?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, this is tough.
I'm gonna get the hot fire, boy.
All right, so let's think about this for a second. Wayne's Brothers had John Witherspoon, which makes the show 50 times funnier for some reason.
I'll give you that.
And the Wayne's Brothers was funny. I'm gonna go with Martin. I have to go with Martin. Martin had all the characters, and that was like one of the big influences that made me want to play characters. Was like guys like that, you know what I mean? When I would see, oh man, Martin's playing the little kid, and he's playing his own mom, you know what I mean? So, I don't think anybody would ever disagree that Wayne's Brothers is better.
I wouldn't disagree. No, I wouldn't disagree either. I wouldn't disagree.
Yo, everyone's.
I was really trying to really think hard right before I got the mic.
I could go back again. If you still
But hold on. I know what I want to ask you, but I didn't know who to put in this slot. So I'm gonna just say Eddie Murphy.
Ooh.
Stand up. Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor.
Y'all do that to me. All right, they're both my favorites of all time. Eddie Murphy's a bigger influence on me, but Richard Pryor changed my life. I remember I was a kid going through some shit. In 10th grade, my dad brought home this box set. It was all Richard Pryor's albums, and I burned them on the MP3 CD player. That's how long back it is. There's people in this room that don't even know what MP3. They so young, but no, and I listened to them, so I'm gonna have to say.
Don't know what an album is.
Yeah, they don't even know. You're right. I would say Richard Pryor, man. Richard Pryor is the greatest stand-up comedian of all time. Eddie Murphy was just a bigger influence. I could do both of them. You know what I mean? Like, I'll be at shows and I'll automatically be thinking like Rich, like, y'all ever see some shit, right? Like, that motherfucker was all down the street and shit, right? I was like, Donald Trump, who the fuck is this? Then, Eddie Murphy come out like, you know what, wait a minute, I really love everything about this. So, I'm going Rich.
Hey, Terry, man. Terry Jones, man. Thank you for coming today, man. We really appreciate you for coming, man. If you can, stick around a little bit longer.
Bro, I'm here.
We're going to take some pictures with you.
You got Peachie in the middle. I'm here. I got to stay here and make sure I support her. You know what I'm saying? And I want to hear what she got to say, man, because she's funny as hell, and I know she got some stories. Like, I'm waiting for her to tell some stories about, like, Wiz, like shitting himself in the diapers. like, you know what I mean? Stuff that people don't know, like, that only moms would embarrass you with. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, oh, man, mom, why you do that shit? You know what I mean? No, I mad love to her, man, because it's dope that how much she supports her son, man. I think it's very important to support your kids. I have 3 little girls right now, so I want the best for them and to put them in the right direction. And without my parents, man, I'm a mama's boy, so especially without, she was already texting me trying to write material. Like, we should do a new podcast together. I'm like, all right, mom, yeah. But we really should. Oh, I got a new show before I dip out of it.
Yeah, tell us, what do you got going on?
a new show called oh yeah, my man. He's like, you can hold it. Look, his arm was like, he's like, hey, he got that burned out feel. He's like, hey, this is going on. Nah, it's like, man, he ain't had no sativa, man. He's sleepy as hell. That was definitely an indica. You always know when you get that indica. You ever get an indica and then you try to have sex and then you wonder why you can't do shit? I'm like, man, my man done gave me a fucking indica. I thought he gave me a sativa. I was gonna fuck this shit up tonight, but nope. Cause I'm gonna take my ass to bed. Nah, nah, man, it is. No, I have a new show coming out, which I talked about wanting to have y'all on. It's called Light Up and Laugh, and it's not the type of light up that's going on. I can't get the mainstream. I can't get mainstream to take this show for that. But no, it's Light Up and Laugh. What we do is we smoke cigars. That's cool. We chill out. Some at Leaf and Bean. You like it? You like? Oh, okay, yeah, nah, yeah, yeah. He's like, I smoked them $60 cigars.
These is $100 less.
Yeah. That's when you get that one. You ain't lying, boy. They be like, yo, this count? No, we got a lot of big guests coming on. We just had Mike Logan and Terry Cousin on, which Terry Cousin was in the NFL and he's now a coach for the Steelers. We got a bunch of big comedians that I reached out to that I'm happy that they said they'll look into coming on. But Light Up and Laugh, we smoke cigars, we have a good time, we talk comedy. It's with my partner T-Robe, who is one of the funniest comedians. If you've seen Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle, you probably seen him open for him. And he's a big brother to me. He's like one of my mentors that helped me out. So I'm excited about the show. Also, at the end of this month, you could catch me at Contra Theater. That's in Cranberry. That's a new big theater. I'll be with the Drinking Partners. Yeah, and usually those shows sell out. And it has like hundreds of people. You know what I mean? I think it seats like 300 or maybe 400. But I'll be up there closing out those shows, headlining. So catch me March 31st. And yeah, it's all good shit, man. Appreciate it.
It's your man DJ Motormane, and we definitely have a very special guest. So special to my heart that it is my sister. Yeah. It's OG Peachie. Make some noise for OG Peachie in the building. He had to hit the Millie Rock real quick. How you doing today?
I am amazing. So first of all, I want to say thank you guys for having me. Thanks for asking me to come in tonight. I'm so proud of you. And it is really, I'm proud of all of you guys for living your dream. Yeah. Because that's what it's about. It's about getting out there every day, grinding out, doing what God placed in your heart, and no matter what anybody says, no matter who doesn't come through for you, y'all out here doing it, and I'm very, very proud, and I'm very, very happy to support. Terry. Yes. You are funny as shit. Thank you. But I want to know, were you in my life? Did you watch my IG story before I got here or whatever? Because literally, it took me 49 minutes to move 5 miles, and I hate traffic, and I wanted to kill everybody. So I wanted to know, were you in my life? Did you watch my story before I got here? Yeah. But you are hilarious. I'm going to have to come and see you wherever you are within a 4-hour radius. I'm really happy to support your comedy as well. Thank you.
Well, shoot, I can ask you anything really, but what I want to discuss with you is dang, I just froze, but I just froze.
That's that space, that rainbow belt that I gave you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I was medicating. And something just slapped me, and you know what it was? It was that.
It's the
so, retracted, coming back. All right, I'm good now. So, how does it feel to be a mother for one, but an African American mother who has raised someone to be a multi-million-dollar artist and a celebrity as well?
I don't think, listen, JoJo to you is the moon, the stars, and he's a celebrity, like he's the biggest star to you right now. So I don't think that I am different from any other mom that, you know, raises children. Because I'm worldwide, Peachie. I've been around the world, I know this about people, about mothers and their children, mothers and fathers and their children. Like we all want the same thing for our kids. Like everywhere that I've ever been, anywhere in the world. Like I just got back from Haiti a couple weeks ago. I was in Jamaica over the holidays. I've lived in Europe. I've lived in Asia. I've lived all over America. That's why I don't understand all this division and separation in people that's going on right now. Because everywhere that I have ever been, like we all want the same shit for our kids. Like we all want them to have a better life than we did. We all want them to never suffer, know a day of hurt or pain or anything. We want to protect them from everything. You know, we want all of their dreams to come true. So, and as you say, how does it feel to be a mom? Well, to me, like it's one of my favorite roles. And I understood. First of all, it's the closest thing to goddess. You know, because all life has to come through a womb, man. All life, So, there's the creator, whatever y'all want to call her. She's a feminine energy for me. That's why I say goddess. There's the creator, and then there's womb man, who every other creature, everybody comes from. So it's one of my favorite roles, and I understand it as a facilitator. I understand my role as a facilitator and as a guide. And I just had a pretty spectacular angel choose me as their guide, and all I did was cheerlead. All I did was encourage, because Terry said something. He was talking about how hard it is, to be a comic in Pittsburgh. It's like that in a lot of different industries, especially for young people. That's why a lot of young people leave. I left when I was 19. I got the heck out of here. I suggest young people leave and come back. But I just now had a high blur. Where was I going? But Terry was talking about how hard it was to be a comic in Pittsburgh because people want to hate on you. It's hard. I mean, it's like that everywhere, where people don't believe in you. They don't support you or anything like that. They don't encourage you. That's why, as a parent, it's your biggest number one job, if your kid is doing anything, to be like, oh, woo, yeah, you can do it, go baby, go little John. Yeah, I mean, who else is going to because the world is not going to tell your children that they're wonderful, that they can do anything, that they're awesome, that they're creative and beautiful and talented. The world is not going to tell them that. So that's our job, not just me as a mother, but as parents. My answers be lengthy. Remember when y'all used to go and drop the paw prints? Because I've been knowing you since, well, I've been knowing you since you was a seed, but I've been knowing you since you was Knowledge Colossal, and y'all used to come down here and lay down your paw prints. And what did I do?
You gave us the right push. You was a positive reinforcement, and I love that.
When the CD needed to be stuffed, when the album cover needed to be cut. Oh, wait a minute. Remember y'all wanted to sell them CDs and y'all didn't want to do nothing to them? I'm like, you can't ask nobody for money. I went out and bought a label maker. I'm like, we gonna put some labels on these. Y'all is going to Kinko's. We is gonna do something. You are not gonna write in marker on the CD and ask nobody for their good damn green money. You know, and y'all ain't even take the time to do no packaging and marketing. I could not.
We legit was gonna do guerrilla mode. We weren't thinking about any real product branding. We was just gonna write it up real nice and nasty.
Hell
but
no.
because of you, that's why we made it this far.
And what is CDC?
Yeah.
And what is CDC, by the way?
It was cut the check. CDC was
Cash
cut.
Daddy's
Oh yeah, Cash Daddy's
Cash
checks.
Daddy's checks.
Cash Daddy's checks. CDC was Cash Daddy's checks. I got this sour thing in my mouth. That's why I keep doing that. But in your travels, you've been able to travel some places and see some great things. What's been some of the things that's touched you the most in your travels and in adventures?
The enduring human spirit. The realization that, that we're more alike than we are different. Like I said, we all want the same thing for our kids, for ourselves, for our family. Like, unless you're crazy, unless something's wrong with you, you want the same goodness, light, sunshine, positivity, success, your wildest dreams come true. Those types of things.
And do you have a bucket list?
Well, first of all, a bucket list assumes the worst.
Yes.
So my list is a fuck it list.
I like that.
These are things that I want to do before I die. Cause fuck it. And absolutely positively. Now, please believe I've been blessed to do like a lot of things. But I got a few things like there's some stuff I want to do next year. As you know, I'm healing. I'm still in a grieving process from losing my oldest child this time last year. So it's been a very challenging year. I'm finding out a lot of things about myself, finding out a lot of things about what's important, life, death, the aftermath. all of that good stuff, and it really, really had me thinking. So top of the bucket list is hot air balloon. Like, I need to go up in a hot air balloon. Like, I need to do that in 2018. So I'm on the hunt for a hot air balloon excursion. Also, I'm needing to do a tandem skydive. Like, a lot of my bucket list things have to do with my fear and combating my fear of heights, because all my life I've been very, very afraid of heights. I went to the Eiffel Tower and I was standing there like this taking pictures. I was taking pictures like this, and it was ridiculous. It was glassed in and everything. There was no way I was gonna fall and go splat. But all my life I have had this humongous fear of falling. I used to have nightmares when I was little about falling, and just the downward spiral. And forever, I used to call it a past life issue. It's a this life issue. I fell out a second floor window when I was a baby. Yeah, I forgot that I fell out a window when I was a baby. Like when I was 8. I did know. I have cellular memory of it. My body remember falling, bruh. Falling. My body. There's a cellular memory of me falling. Now, my first recollection is of when I was 2 years old. So I do have a great photographic memory. So my first recollection is back to 2. But since I was less than a year old, I don't consciously remember it, but my body remembers falling out of a window. So most of my bucket list has to do with being up in the sky and just going so I want to jump out of an airplane. I want to go up in a hot air balloon.
You have something? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, anything.
I'm not on camera, but I can still ask you. It's okay.
Sure.
You are on camera, bro. Oh.
So, I wanted to ask.
Y'all got the questions that the people want to know. He knows.
He knows you. That's your brother. He knows.
Man, he know I'm with the shit.
That's right.
He's not trying to trigger the shit.
Hey,
you will not know when you trigger the shit into us.
That's right. Cut up. I was going to say, I've only heard stories from my aunt, and I've met you a few times. My aunt went to high school with you, Christine Sabatasso.
Oh,
yeah.
You're Christine's nephew.
That's it.
Oh, that's my
she's
girl.
probably listening. No, if you
Me and
are.
Christine was my girl.
Back in the day.
Yeah, no, back in the day, Christine was my girl.
No,
oh my goodness.
My
yeah.
biggest question for you, I mean, you have a great son. He's an inspiration to so many people, not just here, but all over the world. And as a mother, you do a fantastic job. Like he said, you've done nothing but encourage all of these guys since they've been young kids, adolescents, being crazy, having fun, And what is one of your biggest memories of Cam as a child? Like that you just knew, you just saw that bright smile. I have a daughter, so it's like that one day when she just ran out the door, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, she's gonna be something someday. What's a memory of Cam like that you knew that was really gonna make him be a superstar like he is today?
For the record, they've all been characters since they were like kids. So I think maybe about when he was about when he was like 3 was when his real, like, he just was funny. He was quirky. He was goofy. He didn't care what it was. He would perform. He would dance. He didn't have to be, he didn't know if he was good at it or not, but he was committed to it. And so, for that, he was like, go baby, what your bad self? Get busy. What you doing? So, it was about when he was about 3 or 4, when we were stationed in England. My aunt, his great aunt, had nicknamed him. She was living with us at the time. Had nicknamed him Cliche Boy, because he would always run in the room and he would be like, like Jumping Jehoshaphat, so and you're like, Jumping Jehoshaphat. First of all, how do you even know what a Jehoshaphat is or that they jump? So he was always really, really hilarious. And so he was the baby of the bunch, but he hung out with the older, because there was a whole batch of kids born in 1984. Those were the elders, and then 85, 86, 86. So he was born in 87. So he always hung out with the older people, older boys. So that's how he got the name Wisdom, because he was kind of mature, but he just was, anything that he was interested in, he was committed to. Oh, let me tell you something crazy. He could learn anything. Like, he just could pick up anything on a dime. This is when this kid is a little bit unusual. So one Saturday, I had went to a convention. We were stationed in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we were stationed in Valdosta, and I had went to a convention. It was up in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So it was like a weekend thing, and I had bought him these inline skates. It was when the inline skates came back out again, so because everything ain't nothing new under the sun. It all comes back around. It all comes back around. So inline skates had come back in, again, and I didn't inline skate. I roller skate, but I didn't know how to, I'm a little girl from the projects, so wasn't no ice skating in my life. So where was I gonna learn how to inline skate? So I had bought him these inline skates for Christmas. I think it was summer, and me and my mother and my husband at the time, husband number 2, I'm on number 4. Husband number 2, at the time we went up to Hilton Head on Friday night or Saturday morning, and we came back Sunday night, and this boy had them skates on, and he was skating. And I mean, like, hey mommy. Also a bike when he was about 3 years old. I left him at the babysitter with the older kids, and I came back, and him and his sibling, they had on like similar outfits, because I was with the shits like my mom. Like, me and my sister were stair steps, so she used to dress us like everybody be like, y'all twins. We don't even look alike. I look like my mother, she looks like my father. No, we're not damn twins. Plus I'm a giant and she's little. No, we're not twins. So it used to be like that with Dorian and Cameron. But they would be just like a little bit alike, but it was dumb, but I did it anyway. I don't know. You learn from your parents. The apple don't fall far from the tree, so your kids are gonna be just like you. So you need to make that shit good, because they're gonna be just like you. They don't fall nowhere. They don't fall over under his tree. They fall under your damn tree. That's right. But anyway, I left him at the I am so winded. I left him at the babysitter. I came back. I saw this kid whiz past me on a bike with no training wheels, and I'm like, wait, what? That was Cameron's outfit. He was 3 years old riding a bike with no training wheels. So pretty early on, I kind of knew that he was phenomenal. He was special. He had a gift, and whatever it was, I was going to be his main cheerleader and his #1 fan.
Awesome. That's awesome. Flack, you have anything?
Yeah. I just wanted to talk to you about the military career, because I was in the military as well. So I wanted to know, like, what made you join in, what was your MOS and the branch and everything like that?
So, like I said before, I grew up in the projects. I'm from the Hill District, a proud daughter of the Hill District, the HI. And I didn't know until I went to one of the nation's first integrated high schools in the country that I was poor. Most of the kids that I grew up with and that I knew and didn't own their own homes. They didn't have parents that owned their own homes or anything like that. So I was steered towards, and it was expected that I go to college, because I would have been the first person in generations to have gone to college, and being the first of my generation, it was like, oh girl, I know you got you rubbing 3 brain cells together. I don't care how much weed you smoked since the 7th grade, you going to college. So that was really the trajectory until I was about a junior in high school. But what had happened was. What had happened was, and this is a story that don't have nothing to do with the military. It has everything to do about with a dream in your heart. What had happened was all through high school, I studied French, and every year for the Easter vacation, my French class went to Paris. And it was because the Easter vacation used to be a week or 2 or something like that. We had a lot of days off back then, and none of those years could my mother, my working single mom of 2, soon to be 3 girls, could afford to send me to Paris every year. And I wanted to go to damn Paris. I wanted to see the Eiffel Tower, and a very, very good friend of mine, I used to date him. His mom had a fur coat, and I wanted one of those too. And not only was she my auntie, she was like my dog. So I told her, like, I'm gonna go into the Air Force, and I didn't know if they would take me, because I would meet my recruiter, I'd be smoking weed somewhere. I think he had to clean me up to get me through the physical and everything. But when I took the test, I wanted to go into the medical field. I always wanted to go into the medical field. Everybody in my family was in the medical field up until that point. So, it was just I am a natural caregiver and a helper and a healer like Terry, and so I just thought that I just knew that that's where I was gonna go, that's where I should be, and also I was gonna see Paris and get a fur coat. I was gonna be balling. But I tested. I had really good scores in electronics and mechanical scores, just because I took physics, because I'm smart and pretty. So I went into the Air Force initially as a munition systems technician, and I did that for the minimum amount of time that I could, because I didn't fancy retiring from the military. So I was like, what the hell am I going to do when I get out? Well, there's no job security in bomb building. Don't nobody want no demolition. What am I going to do? And what if I get blown up and then it's all over? It's no good for your pretty thing. So life goals is never, working with explosives. I don't know whose life goals those are, and they weren't mine. So as soon as I was able to retrain, I retrained into the operating room, so I could blow you up and then I could patch you out.
That's good to know.
But it was a really, really amazing 8 years, 8 months, and 8 days. I just now finished looking at my DD form 214 not too long ago, so I know exactly how long it was.
You got any good memories? Not good memories, but like anything that sticks out, like friends, like missions, anything you could talk about?
I guess my favorite part is the people that I still am, the people that I still am in contact with, the friends and families all over the world. There is literally nowhere that I can go in this country, in a couple places out of the country that I can go and I'm good. I can make a phone call, I can make a text, I can send a text. It's like really, really good to have people, to to get out of your own surroundings and meet some people that are different from you. But like I said, we all really the same. You know, we all really want the same shit, but they're different from you, to come from different experiences with you, to help you expand your own horizons. So the best thing was the people. Also, it taught me, it solidified to me that everybody should travel. Like, if you got a pair of $200 shoes and you don't have a passport, you're hustling backwards. You know, a lot of people got mad at Amanda Seals for talking about folks because they don't, you know, they talk about, I can't travel. If you got a pair of $500 shoes, $200 shoes, and you don't have a passport, you're living the wrong way. Because, you know, what's going on, as the world expands and we can touch people digitally, what's real is touching people for real, not all that virtual crap. You know, like getting on a plane, getting on a boat, getting on something and going somewhere else and becoming a global citizen. You know, not just a citizen of your country or your city or your hood or whatever, a citizen of this world. Because that's the only way we don't all go down flaming in hell, like hell in a handbasket.
And I would like to ask 5 things that Peachie don't like. Can you list at least 5? Yeah, your top 5 things that Peachie don't like.
You got it. I know you got it. Go ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead, girl.
Well,
Anything that comes to mind.
Asshole guys.
You
Come
know,
on, give it to us.
I am annoyed by so many
Mash
things.
grabbers. Mash grabbers.
What is it?
Mash grab the weed.
Oh, mash grab. Oh, no, them wetters though. Them damn joint wetters. Oh my gosh. Why though? Why is your mouth so juicy though? What is really going on? No, you know my list of pet peeves.
You like to
long
cook
and wide. Don't start me. Don't start me. I'm annoyed by fuck shit. Anything that falls under the banner of fuck shit, skullduggery, debauchery. Fuck shit, skullduggery, debauchery, wet ass weed.
Here we go.
And blunt smokers. Y'all need to quit smoking that damn tobacco. And y'all are funny because the blunt smokers don't smoke cigarettes. I don't know why. You may as well go ahead, light on up, get you a pack of Marlboros. It's the same shit. If you wrap any hookah, listen, quit it. Tobacco kills. When you gonna learn? Y'all got that old man cough and shit at the young ages. Y'all too young to be sounding like you 80 and carrying on. I promise you, it is not a good look. Listen, you are not gonna get. You see, well, you can't see my lips, but I don't look like I've been smoking for 40 years for a reason. But y'all blunt smokers, y'all rode hard and put up wet. What's next?
Oh, well, actually next we're going to take a break and we're going to come back with the favorite time of day. Peachie's going to stick around.
Real quick.
Oh, we got one more?
One more question.
One more question.
Of course I do. You said since Wiz was about 3 that's what really made him stick out to you as a superstar, and you know, just having his character. You see that in Bash too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
That is the trippiest thing of all time.
Yeah.
Like that Sebastian is just like his father. And you know, and Cam sees it. You know, Cam's like, oh, I can't believe he you remind me so much of me. Oh, it's so wild. I'm like, imagine how I'm sitting there like really like a whole live replica right here, like no deviations gone, just like it right. So it the joy that comes from that alone is everything.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
That's why I had to bring it up.
Yeah,
that's
it's okay. It's all right. You can ask me about my grandbaby.
That's right.
All right. Okay. We taking a break?
Taking a break.
Favorite time of the day?
Favorite time of the day.
What time is that?
Kush time.
That's right.
Do it right. Cause you know I don't like when you mess up, baby.
We gonna do it right. We gonna do it right.
Do it right, man.
I'm not usually on camera when I do this, but
Don't get scared. Do it.
it's that favorite time of day.
Oh, we gotta be a band.
What time is it, baby? It's Kush time with Flack. Yeah. What I'm doing? Sir Flackwood, always rolling up. Backwood, baby.
I got a joy.
What night tonight? Spillz, can you turn me up? Turn me up. There we go.
Hand me this microphone and cut the music. I feel like The Rock. Cut the music. What's up with this one mic stuff? Like, I don't like this. I like when we could be in sync. You got yours, I got mine, and you saying it. I don't like the reach.
We need a new power supply.
Oh, a new power supply? They got GoFundMe and Kickstarter. We talk about that later. Because I ain't paying for shit. But how you? I feel like I can't talk to you because you ain't got a mic. Well, how you doing today?
I'm good, sir.
How you doing today, man?
I'm lovely.
Okay. Where you from?
I'm from England.
What the Kush like in England?
It's in our tea.
Oh, I might have to take a trip there. You ever had Kush in the tea, Mama?
No.
Listen. I tried a lot of different things with Kush. Never put it in tea. Can you see my lighter?
Yeah.
Kush time, you gotta come prepared.
Nice tattoo.
I gotta do push-ups.
Spillz got my
I
leg.
got you later.
I gotta do push-ups. I got you.
Sorry, Martian.
But yeah, today, gentlemen,
Sorry, Martian.
I was late today. I was late. I want to confess, I was late because I left my Kush at home, and we can't do Kush time without Kush. So therefore, I was 30 minutes late today. So I wanted to get that out the way because I felt bad. But what you smoking on today, Motor? I'm smoking on some Gorilla Glue.
GG. Gorilla Grill.
Gorilla Glue. Okay. I hate this one mic stuff, man. You gonna have to talk to my agent. And I still didn't get a goddamn trailer yet. And I still don't get the people to do my makeup.
Don't none of us got no trailer.
You sound like Sling Blade. You sound like any Sling Blade voice and shit. Did he sound like Sling Blade? Get away from me, Sling Blade. That's funny as hell. He said, we ain't got nothing.
Got no trailer.
He sound like Sling Blade and Kane mixed. But how you doing, man? You listen. You had me dying. I'm gonna keep it real with you.
I smoke weed for a living.
You go ahead. I'm doing my job right now. I ain't do that when you was doing yours. This thing. Hold up. What you doing?
I'm getting comfy.
Okay then. Cause this is new. I'm not used to this. He just got in where he thought he fit in. But all right. But back to you smoke Kush? I mean, I don't know what you're allowed to talk about. Listen, I talk about Kush because I smoke Kush. I got Kush covers. That's what I do.
Nah, man, that's why I'm gonna have to pull out the Bane mask in a minute. Get that oxygen.
What's this Bang mask I keep hearing about?
It's the mask from Bane from Dark Knight.
Oh, you was in Dark Knight?
No.
No, hold up. Cause
They did film it. No, I wasn't in Dark Knight though.
I auditioned for Dark Knight and didn't get any parts.
Listen,
I was like, yo, I can't hold that shotgun right there and just look cool. You ain't gonna let me dress up.
Like, no, you could run and let Batman hit you with the batarang. That's about it. What else do you want? But listen, man, you bring any homies along with you? Cause I know you got a couple homies. Would you bring any homies with you?
Yeah, man. This is Chris Tucker, and Kush time the best time, man. Hell you talking about, man?
Oh damn! Hey, you ain't put in on this, man. Chris, you ain't put in on this.
This is Bill Cosby, and I'm not putting in on shit.
Listen, Bill Cosby. If Bill Cosby pulled up on me, I would let him hit my cut. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Well, he's one of the people that's on my bucket list to smoke with. It's Bill Cosby and The Rock.
Bill Cosby might have some Quaaludes in that. That ain't gonna be all weed. I ain't smoking with Bill.
You might just wake up and be naked.
Hey yo!
See, that's why I ain't smoking with Bill, G.
You just wake up and naked as hell with Kush crumbs on your back. Kush crumbs on your back. What about you, Spillz?
What about
you? Smoking with Bill Cosby?
Fuck no.
Why you ain't smoking with Bill Cosby?
Because he's black.
Because he's
He about to go DJ shit now. He about to go DJ, but I wanted to talk to y'all too about. I heard there's a dispensary in PA. I heard there's like a dispensary in PA.
Is there?
Where?
I know McKeesport has one.
McKeesport has a dispensary?
Not yet.
No,
it's not open.
Where's the open dispensary at?
I don't know.
There's a CBD place in Shadyside.
Yeah.
There's a spot out by in Butler. Some type of hospital. Southside, I think has one. There's plenty of head shops if you want to get CBD oils.
I want Kush. Too soon? Too soon for Kush?
Go to Ontario.
Yeah, right? Go to the block. He got a hoodie on. He got Kush. No, but this, I want to talk to y'all. I want to talk to y'all about something serious that happened to me like 3 days ago.
What happened?
Y'all almost, Spillz, you was at my house. Y'all almost lost me.
Yeah.
Because Kush, listen, okay, I'm going to take y'all back. I put a pot of water on the thing to boil, and Spillz came over, and we were smoking. And next thing you know, Spillz was like, why is that light flashing in your kitchen? And I run in the kitchen, and the fire was touching the ceiling.
It literally was.
I was about to piss on myself, bruh. I had to get the pot. No, the water boiled out. The pot was just on fire. I didn't even know that happened.
The pot was on fire.
I didn't even know pots catch on fire with nothing in it. Like, I didn't know air could catch on. Nigga, that the fire was to the roof. And this Spillz gonna say, run it outside. Like,
I said, run outside.
My kitchen sink was right there. I was like, nigga, just put it under the sink. I put it under the sink. It went out, but my crib was hella smoky, dog. Hella smoky.
It was the smokiest thing I've ever seen.
Literally, I felt like I was in a fire.
Some cushion in it.
Yeah.
No, listen. After that, I was like, I will never, ever, ever irresponsibly smoke Kush again, bro. Like, literally.
It's all my fault.
Just, don't smoke with him no more.
No, when I smoke, he come over and ask real life questions while I'm trying to smoke and shit. Like, he make me think. So I'm already trying to smoke and think, got the pot on and shit. So he's asking me real questions out over at the pot. And then guess what he asked me? Guess what he asked me as the pot is on fire? You don't have a smoke alarm? Nigga, no fire extinguisher? The first thing you ask about is a smoke alarm. I was like, no, I smoke too much, dog. No, I got smoke alarm, dog.
You need one of them quiet smoke alarms just in case, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to wake up and die, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, after that, bro, I definitely Googled smoke alarms, and I'm about to go cop one from Walmart, bro, because that was crazy.
That was wild.
It was wild as hell.
That was.
But I'm done talking about me. What about you? You got any crazy Kush moments?
None.
You didn't smoke ever?
Never.
No.
You didn't even try it?
I mean, he said no. Wow. Don't pressure him to lie. Like, damn.
No. Well, my favorite Kush moment of him was the time when we was walking down the street together, and I was like, man, hey, Terry, you smoke weed? And he was like, hell no. And I was like, hey, man, Terry, hit this weed. And he was like, hell no, man.
Hey,
I was waiting for the end to come.
hey, yo, that's funny as hell.
That was it?
That was it?
That was my favorite time.
Okay.
Oh man, y'all funny as hell.
But yeah, man. But listen, man. I'm done. My Kush is going out.
No, it's not.
You done already?
Oh, y'all want me? We can keep.
I just spilled a beer and I sat in it.
Oh yeah. See?
He spilled a beer and sat there. We can keep going to wet butt. A wet butt. He got an undercover cop hat on right now too with a wet butt.
It says power moves only.
Oh, they said roast Spillz now. Do it now.
Roast you now.
With the Ronaldinho special shirt on. Look at that little soccer shirt. I like.
My butt is so wet.
Wet butt. Wet butt. Get him. Spillz.
Alright.
Hey yo,
Roast me.
We can't roast Spillz.
You can't.
We can't roast Spillz.
Roast me.
No, I thought about it.
We can't.
We can't.
I got a ride home with Spillz. And he's a bad driver already. Like literally a bad driver already, dog.
I might go off the bridge.
You said you might go. Oh yeah, he might go off the bridge. But I'm definitely done though. That's all I want. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about, but if you want to keep talking, you can.
Ask Terry about something funny.
I was gonna say, since it's Kush time.
I just like smoking.
And yeah, me too. I just like smoking too. So that's what I was gonna say.
Can we get the mask?
My favorite part of Kush time
Oh, the mask is coming out?
is like rolling up, you know what I'm saying, and then making sure that it's like perfect and it don't look all pregnant and wet. Cause I don't like a wet raw neither. Like you only need to lick a raw one time. If it's wet like you've been rolling up a backwood, you ain't rolling it right. You know what I'm saying? So I like the whole process.
The whole process of rolling.
Yeah. Do you ever get tired of rolling up? You just be wanting somebody else to roll up for you?
I love rolling up. It's a whole spiritual journey for me when I roll up. Because I break the blunt down, I'm one with everything, the whole process. But do you ever smoke any Kush?
Oh yes, you think Kush is your ally? I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't smoke dirt weed until I was a man, and by then it was just blinding.
So see, Bane smokes Kush. That's why when you and Batman don't fuck with you because you smoke better Kush than him. Batman I heard he smoked 50 from Gotham 50.
Tell us about that guy.
Batman smokes admirable, but mistaken. He doesn't know the ways of the Kush. He left the shadow. Long ago, he thought his toys would work. But I'll show you where I'll make my home. It's at the dispensary, smoking Kush.
See, me and Robin, we smoke. He back cave shit. We smoke. We got Liddy in the back cave. Had it smoky as hell. What's his name? Jeffrey? Was it?
Yeah, Jeffrey.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey was from Fresh Prince.
Jeffrey is from Fresh Prince. It's Alfred. Alfred's the one that brought the Kush down.
Alfred had dabs. The dabs.
Oh, he had the dabs.
Yeah, because he pushed the button and then the shit came on. It came out with a torch and shit.
It was already heated up.
Yeah, because Batman lame.
Batman's a whole buster.
I broke him.
Yeah.
Broke him in pieces and asked Gotham to believe in me. DJ Motormane is the main. He saves us with his ways, but you trust in this Batman instead. Your time is coming Gotham's reckoning is here to smoke all your kush.
Well, with that note, you got my music ready? Because I just want to be on the right side when the reckoning coming, you know? So I don't know what side that is. I'm gonna figure it out. I might be running with Bang. I might be back on with Robin. But the reckoning's coming. I just want to be with the side who got the most kush. Because listen, before I go, it's not about sides. It's not about whatever side you pick. It's about what side got the better kush. So if one side's loose and got the better kush, join them. Help them win. And take us away.
I want to thank you all for tuning in to the Burgh Boys. This has been fun. I stare out my window and look upon her. To have a girl like her is truly a dream come true.
Thank y'all for smoking with me.
Oh shit.
Thank y'all for tuning into the Burgh Boys. Thank you for getting high with me and save me some kush. Nah, he don't get to say nothing.
Yo, funny as hell.
Perfect. It's recorded too.
It's recorded. Is it under the 9 o'clock still?
No.
9:15. Oh shit, we
done.
You're done.
Okay.
We're good to go.
Look, Spillz about to drive 80 going home.
Bro, I gotta go home, bro.